consume the campus lectures. So the idea of writing a good prompt is to ensure that everyone understands what you want and can precisely give you what you want, rather than trying to randomly explore many things. And sometimes a lot of people, when they randomly explore, what they do is they do that. So the problem with keeping up is that they don't want that. So you don't have to randomly explore what you want. You can understand the structure of a good form and work on it the way you want. So one of the reasons you should know good prompting is that it will help you a lot, more in terms of knowing things and save a lot of time. If you don't know structured prompting
Hi,
or you don't
Austin.
understand fundamental
Namaste.
prompting, you are going to do create
Hello, everybody,
code
and other platforms too.
for being
Good
randomly
morning,
figuring
Dr. Rao here.
something out or doing something using
Yeah,
something
I
else.
was talking to somebody about my habit of studying cultures and what I bring from that kind of habit. I have. Not judging them, but then observing how the cultural changes, um, developments as we evolve in our scientific quest or in some of the technology things that we develop. We were talking about multitasking and how this instant gratification. These two things I was talking to them. I thought I will share some more details about that. Uh, you all know that in the morning routine, I talk about being here and now and cultivating that present moment awareness and taking it like a perfume for the entire day, right? That helps a lot to be in the present of whatever we are doing and really giving our complete attention so that we are really in the flow of the work and really be fulfilled about that work and come home feeling like we have done our job, right? And that's beyond any reward or punishment or anything like that, but then motivated from within to really do the duty for the duty's sake, right? That's karma yoga, anyway. But then this multitasking is what is happening is people are trying to focus one thing and then they are really interrupted by a lot of stimuli from outside, a phone call or somebody going by or somebody barging into a room, or if you have you are lucky enough to have a room, or any of the IT workers, they complain about uh, observing, they are not able to be as attentive as they were before. And I usually ask them, do you multitask? And they say, oh, yeah, I do, as though that's a virtue and that's something that they mastered now. But then if you closely examine, they have not mastered it. They're just rushing from one to, and then the neurotic tension and anxiety grows, you know. And then sometimes if there is no time and there is a deadline, and sometimes they have to compete with somebody else, so many factors, right? That will hasten you to do things in a hurried and in a manner that you are not really getting the complete input from the work, right? So examine that, how you are doing multitasking. I kind of do so many things a day, but I only focus on one thing at a time. And that can be something we could understand and implement. And we don't have to be necessarily be multitasking and then really achieving a lot. There was one girl. She was very big on Instagram, right? And when I was talking to her, I talked about this, and she said, I can't stop having these thoughts all the time. I'm having headache at that end. But she's very successful, very nice lady. But we talked about this, and then for her, only take one thing at a time and focus on that. Completely attentive to that. Don't think anything beyond the task. Okay, and then be intentional, be focused. So, like a handicrafts. What do you see? A person, for example, she is sewing a cloth or something, and her hands and her mind, they're all focused on the cloth, and so the stitch goes normally. But after a while, she develops this skill of being there in the flow, and then everything goes on pretty nicely. That kind of unhurried, focused, enjoying the work is really getting lost these days, because people have under a lot of gun a lot of times, right? And they cannot really focus on it. So I sympathize with that, and I kind of tell them, okay, in the morning when you get up, when you do the morning routine with me, I say, be here and now, and cultivate that being in the present moment here with awareness, and continue that like a perfume through the day. That will help you with to stay away from the multitasking, but you will achieve more, and you feel relaxed because you're doing one thing completely at a time. By the way, Vivekananda, he was a famous sage, and then he was phenomenal in his focus and concentration. He used to take books and then glance them, and then you could tell anything from that book. Completely new book, right? And people are amazed. Then they asked him, what was that? He said, whatever you do it with complete attention, and then your attention will not go down. On the other hand, so it's not like I'm only studying, then I will be attentive, but the rest of the time I will allow my mind to go all of the time. That's not going to improve your attention. Okay. And this onslaught by the culture, with so many things thrust on people, they don't care about what is happening to your being, what's happening to you for your self-care, for your attention, and all that. They just want productivity. Okay. Maybe they have business reasons, whatever. But what I'm saying is, you got to take responsibility for your being, for your attention, for your inner happiness, and all that. So, what you want to do is, you want to focus on one task at a time. Go ahead and brainstorm and develop a goal or plan and all. But then the plan has so many steps, right? Series of steps towards the goal. Focus on one step at a time, complete attention to that. Okay, that way you can really understand multitasking is tiring you out, but then doing one task at the end of it, you feel energized because you are accomplishing a lot. That's what happened to my friend there too. And then this instant gratification. There was a famous saying in ancient wisdom: Shreyas versus Preyas. Shreyas is for the long term benefit. Whatever you do, you have something long term thing that you want to make your company success, for example. That's a long term benefit. So you don't want to engage in instant gratification at the cost of something very important going on for the company. So that kind of understanding really puts you, the limitation of instant gratification is aware. You are aware that I'm just doing this for instant gratification, but actually if I focus on the long-term goal, then it's much better. Okay, it's a very common sense thing, simple thing, but then many people get caught in that instant gratification promoted by the media, promoted by the all the consumer oriented people, right? And they don't really may not care about your long term gain. They only care about what they get out of you, your attention, and your buying their product and whatever, right? So pay attention to that. It's not a crime to be gratifying instantly, but it may not be good for you to really achieve the meaningful something that makes a lot of happiness for you down the line compared to the instant gratification. So I have been studying the problems of information age, information overload, and brain fog, and this attention deficit, and the evolving AI, and how it is really can be used if you only understand what it is trying to do and how you can improve. I am into AI in a big way, but I am not sold by whatever they want me to do. I use it to write books. I use it to write my articles. I use it my image production. I use it to really do the Excel problems. So many things I'm learning like a child. uh, but it is a wonderful technology that can be used for the betterment of humanity. That's what I really think. Maybe there are some bad actors going to be with any technology, but all in all, the whole AI probably will help people who can really get into that, use it, save a lot of time and money. That already did it for me. A lot of time is saved. I'm very excited about it. So one of my goals is how can I make my company AI empowered so that the message is reaching so people. My aim is to help uh, this kind of suffering going on around me, the stress and burnout, and not having the quality of life, or not able to have the resilience when the challenges come in life. Right? That's what I'm trying to do, just by living and sharing the same thing. What I'm living, I'm sharing. Okay. So when you can turn inward and find out this happiness within, peace within, then outward things are really not that big deal, really. But then most of the time we don't have the uh, we don't have the time to reflect on things or to deeper, and that is what I wanted to encourage, right? So I started a morning routine for people to come and prepare their bodies and prepare their mind and prepare their heart for the oncoming day, right? So that they can go and serve whatever they are doing. They can serve the people and at the same time be happy that they are doing it and not being reactive for everything, and equanimously taking our losses and wins. So that's the where it happens once you work inside of you, how you think, how you feel, how you really allow your consciousness being clouded by so many things, right? But if you can understand how to empty the content of consciousness, you don't have to meditate sitting down. You're already meditative awareness, right? That's why I don't formally sit down and do the meditation, even though I teach it. Uh, I teach people who are having all over the thought things. I cannot control this, is going all over, and that's not healthy for them too. So for them to get the thoughts together, to concentrate, and then slow them down, and then to go to one thought and go to beyond the thought to a thoughtless state, but aware state. You can do that if you really understand and you reflect on what's going on with your day. Take it easy in the morning, get up and be aware and continue the awareness through the day by paying attention to everything. And if you should react through the day, sit back at the end of the day, reflect on them, and empty them before you go to sleep. Empty them from your mind. That's like a taking a vacation. So do that every day, and you'll be very happy. Okay. This may sound very simplistic, but actually, it will take a lot of time to unload what you have accumulated, because I talk about the elephants. One is our body, another is our mind. We develop the bad habits of, tamas habits, we call it in yoga. That's the bad energy, stagnant energy, laziness, not moving the body. That is built because of our creature comforts in the culture, right? Reverse that, be active, go and walk, go and work physically at a place. If you have to sit down at a desk and work, get up every 10 minutes also. By the way, I'm doing a master class on walking with all the tips and how to utilize the walking for that. It's a part of the philosophy, moving the body and keeping the mind silent. Okay. So do all that, and then at the end of the day, sit down and empty the mind, and then go sleep on that. If you should remember some important, always you have the apps, so you have the textbooks and everything, you can write it down. But the further night, forget it, right? So that way, you are really helping the body to be healthy, and also you are helping the mind to be really focused and then really not burn it out. That's what's happening with a lot of my colleagues. Is this EMR work, this documentation all the time, and that is overwhelming their mind. What I do is when I open the EMR, I make the EMR work for me like an assistant. So that makes it a lot more easier. So I'm a EMR advocate and implementer and trainer, educationer of the EMR, right? So I come to know a lot of features through the IT people. I don't want to go to the bells. I want to go to what is important for me for my work. And then when I teach my physicians, so if you have to do admit, if you have to do a consult, if you have to do a progress note, if you have to do a discharge, only learn them. And if you have to prescribe medications, learn that. Don't learn all the bells and whistles that the company people will tell you. So that kind of making it easier and doing it slowly and incorporating it. So what I do is I create my own desktop that can act as my assistant. I did this much before these chat GPT assistants, all this came, right? But then that template building, that creating my own desktop saved me a bunch of time. So you can use technology for you regulating yourself. You can do more work with less with the AI. Why don't we adopt it? But at the same time, be aware what's going to happen to your mind, what's going to happen to your attention, what's going to happen to your sleep, and all that. Okay. Once you understand that, so for example, if I'm sitting at the chair, I teach about chair yoga, right? And that you can do, we call it office yoga for the especially the executive secretaries who sit along and type and everything, right? And just doing the stretches for the back and the neck and the shoulders usually helps them a lot, along with deep breathing. Okay, so all these important things I notice in the culture, and then I compare with how the ancient were more mobile but kept the mind silent. That's one thing I kind of do not find with my colleagues. Is I ask them usually, do you have silence of the mind, or do you deliberately want to be quiet, at least in the morning and in the evening? Many tell me I don't have the time. No, it's not about the time. It's about you understanding the importance of it. Okay, cultivate that. Sit down with yourself, no distractions, then deep breathe, focus on the breath, and let all your thoughts go down slowly, and you will go to that part where you are still and stay there at least few seconds, few minutes, whatever you can do. And if you do that regularly, you'll get into the habit of it. But if you allow the thought to take over in the morning, continue to run through the night, and again in the morning, because you are always in thought, which is the bad thing. The culture is really making you get into that trap. Instead, use the thought consciously, otherwise, be in the stillness of awareness. Okay, it's a tall order, I know, but then that's what you could do. If I could do it, you could do it too. Everybody can do it. Okay, it's a question of understanding. It's a question of being awake on to the influences that are impinging on our mind. Okay, this multitasking is one thing. This instant gratification is another thing, and all these people, social media and everybody, they want our attention. Remember that they are giving so many things free means they want our attention, and that's why notifications, mail, and all. So you can have physical control on that, and also this temptation that you have to check on everything, be focused on that. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share with you guys today, and you can always send me any questions if you have, and if you are even trying these things, let me know. But I think it's very valuable thing. You can be joyful. You can be happy, you can be related to people much better if you understand these cultural impacts and then overcome them by being intelligent about it. Okay. All right. And that's it for today. I just came for a brief talk, and I'll be seeing you again whenever I have time. Thank you. Bye bye.